Lindsay Wilson, Carlin Tremaine, LHS World Service.
Welcome to LHS World News Service. So moving right along. Carlin, what's the news with the Manchuria region?
Well, Lindsay, it's been an action-packed day today. The League of Nations has come to a resolution regarding the long-standing confrontation between the Japanese and Chinese governments.
Yes, and that has become a major topic within the League of Nations and ambassadors everywhere. U.S. Secretary of State Henry Stimson issued what would become known as the Stimson Doctrine on January 7th, stating that the United States would not recognize any agreements between the Japanese and Chinese which might impair the United States of their rights. In short, they did not support the use of any agreements that came about by the techniques contrary to the Kellogg-Briand Pact.
Exactly, and Japanese continue to expand in the Shanghai area, and the Chinese government further requested the help of the United States to rid the area of hostilities. In response, the United States made a proposal regarding the Shanghai region. It requested the removal of both Chinese and Japanese forces, and a neutral force be put in place until the controversies and issues can be resolved. In addition, it further requested that all outstanding controversies be resolved between the disputing countries in an area where neutral observers can help.
The resolution was unanimously passed today, and it was similar to the Stimson Doctrine, stating, "It is incumbent upon the members of the League of Nations not to recognize any situation, treaty, or agreement which may be brought about by means contrary to the conduct of the League of Nations or Pact of Paris." So how has the Japanese responded to this resolution?
Well, that's exactly what our correspondent can inform us of. We go to Sam Wolf, who is for a special report. What's the situation look like out there, Sam?
Well, Carlin, it's a pleasure to be here, as always. As you know, this is a very controversial topic. British, French, Chinese, and Italian governments no doubt support the resolution that was passed, but Japan is a different story. There is suspicion of growing Japanese armies. In fact, I'm here today with United States Ambassador to Japan, who will hopefully clarify the situation. Good afternoon, Ambassador Gru.
Good afternoon to you as well.
So, tell me, how are people in Japan reacting to this resolution?
Well, the situation in Japan has become very sensitive. We are well aware that they are deliberately building up public animosity against foreign nations, the United States in particular, and they have increased their military presence in Manchuria.
So, then, is war inevitable?
Well, I believe if handled correctly, the situation will not escalate into war. However, it may be the only alternative if this resolution is not followed and the troops are not withdrawn. We are confident, however, that there will not be another Somme. The United States and other allies can quickly end any and all disturbances that Japan causes.
Thank you for your time, Ambassador. Back to you, Carlin.
Thank you for that clarification, Sam. We'll be back after this brief message, but stay tuned for more incoming news on Czechoslovakia.
We'll be right back.
Are you tired of your life? Are you tired of it not having any meaning? Are you tired of modern poems and music and art trying to tell you it does have meaning? Well, you have not experienced Dada. Just look at how Dada can bring pointlessness to your life that no other art can, like Dada. 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 That's some Dada right there. Dada. Dada. Well, you're in luck because there's a special Dada showcase right in town in the next few days. There'll be Dada music, Dada theater, and a special Dada poetry reading. Little fishy in a pond, yellow cream cheese, little boy, cowboy, flying away. Thank you. Call 1-800-WE'RE-NOT-CRAZY to get your Dada tickets now. Dada.
Welcome back to LHS World Services.
In other news around the world, Adolf Hitler is preparing to march into Czechoslovakia. even though his generals have advised him of their strong defenses, which include many troops and mountainous terrain. He continues to insist that his troops invade and declare war on Czechoslovakia. It is reported that Czechoslovakia has many allies that have confirmed they will come to defense of the Czechs should Hitler follow through with the invasion. Britain, France, and the Soviet Union are standing in their firm support.
I can't even imagine what the Czech people must be going through. Even a group of Adolf Hitler's generals were not in support of the invasion, and they threatened to overthrow their leader should he ignore their advice and go to war on the Czechs. However, Hitler has been confident that Britain and France will continue to be unwilling to go to war, and he is aware that most Western democracies will follow them.
Well, it looks like our correspondent is now actually in Czechoslovakia for an on-scene report. Sam, could you tell us a little bit about how people are reacting to Hitler's sudden control?
Thanks, Lindsay. I'm here on the border of Czechoslovakia and Sudetenland, where tensions are running high on either side. The Germans in Sudetenland seem to be rather content with Hitler's control, but the Czechoslovakians are a little shaken up by the change in dictators. Let's look around to see if we can find some people and get their personal opinions on the matter. Over here is a Czech woman, one of the 7 million people currently living in the country. Hello.
Yes.
Excuse me, miss.
Do you have a minute? I have my whole life to waste now.
Is this because of Hitler's new reign?
Well, of course. He's going to be the death of us all. Just you wait.
I see. This must be such a change in dictators from your previous Thomas Masaryk and Edward Bean to work to create good foreign relations, correct?
Well, of course. Hitler's already proven himself to be a ruthless leader that will stop at nothing to have total control.
I'm sorry, is something wrong?
It's a letter from the Nazi party. My son. This can't be.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I thought this would happen. My son, he's been drafted into the army. He's only 17. He's the only one that's provided for us since my husband died. I don't know what I'm going to do now.
I'm very sorry to hear about this.
You're from the news, right?
Yes.
I have just one thing to say to Hitler. He's going to destroy Europe, and he should just leave people like myself alone to live peacefully. We can't afford another war.
Thank you for your time. Back to you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Sam. Our hearts certainly go out to this Czech woman and her family.
Indeed they do, and to all Czech people as well.
And I've just received word that our correspondent has another citizen to interview, this time living in German Sudetenland. We go to Sam now.
Thanks, Lindsay. I'm here now with Mr. Paul Baumer, a German who has very different opinions about Hitler's control of Czechoslovakia. Mr. Baumer, would you mind telling me, please?
Certainly. Ever since the Germans began to establish their own territory in Czechoslovakia, we've been discriminated against by both the government and its civilians. The Depression didn't help things either. I lost my job and have had trouble providing for my family. We're better off with someone who can lead us, like Hitler, into a glorious new age for Germany.
Well, I can certainly understand where you're coming from. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
Hail Hitler.
Back to you, Lindsay.
Thanks again, Sam.
Yes, thank you for that interesting report. It sure is a different world out there, one that we cannot even fathom.
We should all be thankful for our freedom and for the many troops that fought for our freedom in the previous World War.
I'm sure we are all very thankful. Could this possibly mean another world war?
Will Adolf Hitler succeed in his attempt to bring Germany to new heights in world domination?
Join us next week for all this and more at LHS
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.
Okay, we're done.